Hello guys, it's Johnny of the Blasting Swampert here to do a segment I like to call Creepypastas Story Time with Johnny. And it's probably not going to be called that, but, you know, if it is, yay. I'm going to be starting out with one of my favorites, Pokemon Ghost Black. And right now I'm using the ROM on Desmumi, but it's going to have pictures, like, you know, and it's going to have a little music to it. If you don't like the lavender sound music, I personally don't really, it's kind of creepy, then you might want to turn it down around, you know, somewhere in the middle. I don't know where it is exactly, but enjoy. And at the end, I'm going to do this word for word, and at the end I'm going to tell you what I think of it. So, alright, let's start. I'm what you call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games. Pokemon Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black, etc. It's amazing the frequency with which you can find them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and such. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations and poor quality make them unintentionally humorous. I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there's one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Here's a picture of the cartridge, in case anyone recognizes it. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game when I came home from summer vacation. I think I left it at the hotel. The game started with the familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro of Red and Blue version. However, the press start screen had been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting New Game, the game started the Professor Oak speech, and it quickly became evident that the game was essentially Pokemon Red version. After selecting your starter, if you looked at your Pokemon, you had, in addition to Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, another Pokemon, Ghost. The Pokemon was level 1, it had the sprite of the Ghost in Pokemon Tower before obtaining the Silph Scope. It had one attack, Curse. I know that there is a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Generation 1, so it appears it was hacked in. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would only say that they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon would be heard, but it was distorted, played at a much lower pitch than normal. The battle screen would then reappear and the defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs representing their Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have one fewer Pokeball. The implication was that the Pokemon died. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive $200 for winning, the battle commands would appear again. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally does. You could also select Curse. If you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone like the ones at Pokemon Tower near Lavender Town. The move Curse was not usable in all instances. It would fail against Ghost Pokemon. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have to face again, such as your rival or Giovanni. It was usable in your final battle against them, however. I figured this was the gimmick of the game, allowing you to use previously uncapturable ghosts, and because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. The game changed quite a bit after defeating the Elite Four, though. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of ghosts and a couple of very underleveled Pokemon, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." It then cut to Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. An old man was standing looking at tombstones. You then realized this man was your character. The man moved at only half of your normal walking speed. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to remove from your party through depositing in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were only the tombstones of the trainers that you had used Curse on. Only by walking around did I realize how many tombstones there were, how many trainers I had cursed. You could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld at this point, though your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use at HMs, and regardless of where you went, the music of Lavender Town continued on an infinite loop. After wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there. This allows you to advance and return to Pallet Town. Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you start the game, the screen would cut to black. And then a sprite of a Caterpie appeared. It was replaced by a Ponyta, and then a Pidgey. I soon realized, as the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise, that these were all the Pokemon that I had used Curse on. After the end of my rival's Pokemon team, a youngster appeared, then a gambler, and then my rival. These and so many more were the trainers I had cursed. Throughout this sequence, the Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on screen, it was little more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the battle screen suddenly appeared. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man, the same one as the one who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City. Ghost appeared on the other side along with the words, "Ghost wants to fight." You couldn't use items and you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. The only option was to fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to use struggle, which didn't affect Ghost but did chip off a bit of your own HP. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply say ... Eventually, when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse. The screen cut to black a final time. Regardless of the buttons you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen. At this point, the only thing you could do was turn the game off. When you play it again, New Game was the only option. The game had erased the save file. I played through this hacked game many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party. In these cases, it didn't show any Pokemon or trainers and simply cut to the climactic battle with Ghost. I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. It wasn't widely distributed, so it was presumably not for monetary gain. It was very well done for a bootleg. It seems he was trying to convey a message, though it seems I am not the sole receiver of this message. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death? The pointlessness of it? Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game. There's something overly protective about the Pokemon world. The Pokemon are weapons, but they are your friends. They fight to the death, but never die. They are always waiting for you at the Pokemon Center, healed and ready for another adventure. It's a bit like Nintendogs. The puppies never grow up, remaining small, playful, innocent. You care for them, play with them, but they never deal with the one thing we all have to deal with, growing old. The curse of our mortality. Maybe this hack is a joke to scare children, but do kids ever ask, can Pokemon die? They might after playing this. Maybe that was the point, to make the player think, what happens when Pokemon die? And perhaps the most scary thing of all, because that means the ghost's curse is true. And if we are cursed, what happens to us when we die? Remember I said that I lost a cartridge of this hack when I came home from summer vacation? That wasn't completely true. I didn't lie about not having the cartridge anymore, but I didn't lose it. I got rid of it, intentionally. I went back to the flea market and sold it cheap to the first stranger who came near. He thinks he got away with a bargain, but I didn't tell him. A day before I played the hack again for the last time, I played as I usually did and finished the game. The screen went black and the game froze as it did before. I was about to turn my Game Boy off when the phone rang. I left the room. I talked on the phone for about 15 minutes. After hanging up, I heard something from my room. I came in and saw something on the Game Boy screen. I was excited. Maybe there was more to this hack than I realized. I picked up the Game Boy. There were 2 red lights on the screen. Suddenly a message appeared under the lights. There were only 4 words. It read, Ghost curses you, Johnny. So anyways, guys, I like this one. This is one of my favorite of all times. Yeah, to be completely honest, it's one of my favorites. And I hope, this is actually a ROM. I may leave the link below in the description, but you can try it out on, if you have an R4 card, you can put it in your DS and actually try it on the DS. And what it does is at the end, it actually pulls your name out of the DS. So at the end when it said Ghost curses you, Johnny, it actually pulled that out. But I had to put it in the emulator for this one because I'm doing it with the emulator. So anyways, how I feel about this one. Again, it's my favorite of all time, and I can't say that I think it's actually real because I'm pretty sure it's not. But it is a really good story, and it has been made into an actual game in Leaf Green and Fire Red, and, well, basically, I just love how it's so dramatic, and you just have this feeling of actual, like, the idea of death in Pokemon. It's a weird feeling, because you never really think about it. Like, I mean, like he said in the story, you never really think about a Pokemon dying. So, thanks for watching this, and I hope I can do another Creepypasta soon. If this gets good views, I'll probably do it again. So thanks for watching.